So this week we went over chapter 13, and that goes over the responsibility that technologists and creators have over the advent of society and their impact of technology. Um, I feel like this is one of the most important concepts when dealing with innovation. I feel like very much so. There's a lot of good in creating these preventative measures by looking back and really observing our inventions from an outside angle, because it's really easy, especially nowadays, to say have somebody create something that can help somebody, like your phone or your computer, and have people plant software or hardware in it that send your information out to other people. So I feel like as we go further and further with technology, and as we even start to blend elements like our daily life and even our health more with technology, that we should really be aware of really what this can entail. There's just a ton of things that come into using technology correctly, and I feel like even being able to review technology is really important. Not only just because it allows systems to get better, but it even gives us more innovations. There's instances where people have looked back at findings or misinterpreted findings that somebody's gone back into, and they've been able to create something better for society. An example off the top of my head is penicillin. I don't know the exact story behind that, but I know they were observing bacteria in a way, and they noticed that the bacteria that's used to create penicillin was actually eating some sort of bad cell or bacteria or something along those lines. But if we didn't look back on that research and we didn't realize the good in that, then we wouldn't be able to have penicillin, which is a really good medicine nowadays that's able to take care of a lot of ailments and illnesses that otherwise would have threatened the lives of other people. I feel like we always have to look at the cause and effect of whatever we're doing, whether it be like a big thing or a small thing. There's always going to be something that is inherently good, something that may be interpreted as bad to another party. I feel like there's really engineers having ethics is a really good thing to have. Obviously, there's going to be engineers that are more focused on the more destructive side, like military and defense and stuff like that. But I mean, even those people can have ethics that really puts a safety net on the safety of everybody as a whole. I really don't believe that there's any hurt in looking back on findings. Looking back on your work, you can always find ways to improve it, whether it be like a small bits and pieces. Like I know, especially today or this week, we were writing papers. Even when I was looking back on my stuff, I noticed a lot of little things that I can improve and tweak, and just looking over your work will always it's never bad, in my opinion. The more you can go over something, the better it's gonna come out. And I really feel like if we don't look back on our technologies and our mistakes, that we will be able to improve them in a real way, and not just a theoretical way. If we actually look back and see plausible data, plausible outcomes that occurred because of this, then we'll have something palpable to grasp, and actually improve. Speaking a little bit on this stuff in class, especially about the safety of the U.S. as a whole. I feel like there is truth to that. I feel like we somewhat are looking back at the mistakes of past societies and past governments and making improvements to that, but I feel like in a large way, especially now, we aren't really taking into consideration why or when to apply those principles. I feel as though that the world may be statistically safer. I feel like that's due to a lot of outside factors. I feel like the advent of technology, and especially medical technology, has sort of skewed those sort of things. There's a lot more ways that we can help victims of violence like survive, and so of course the rate at which people deaths are being lessened doesn't inherently mean that the world is safer. I feel like a big thing that we didn't bring up in class is like how now more than ever there's been way more mass shootings. I feel like right now, just due to the validity of politics and just the amount of differing opinions in the world right now, I feel like you could argue that the world is more dangerous just because a lot of more people are radicalized in their opinions, and they're able to be fed more and more of their own opinions that radicalize them. And I feel like there's more of an argument to where nowadays people are quicker to incite violence towards you just for you being a group of a certain people, whether it be like political, racial, or just the fact that you live in a certain place. I feel like there's a lot we can learn from looking back on the ways that we operated in the past and how we really progressed as a society, because I feel like as of now we're not really looking into the lessons that all of those hardships taught us. A lot of people make their opinions and they feel like their opinions are better than being informed. But, and yeah, it's a lot of things that we can see if we just go back and really analyze the cause and effects. Yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like we should all just take a moment to really see and hear about what kind of impact that technologies have made in the past. I feel like that even if we don't find what we necessarily were looking for, we can use aspects of that research to present it into different things, whether it be technological or just societally. Yeah, I feel like this was a really important topic, as especially nowadays, how technology is advancing. Some people might not see the value of looking back at previous discoveries and being more focused on the now rather than the before. And I just feel like that's an oversight that we're making a lot of facets of society now. But yeah, that was just my review on chapter 13 for this week.